Hey guys, Extended here, and today I am here to talk about Bayern Munich playing against Juventus in the Champions League. So I'm just going to get right into it. So as we know, or I don't know if you guys know, Bayern Munich won 4-2 against Juventus at home, 6-4 on aggregate. Um, so just to start it all off, they were drawn against each other in the round of 16, of course. And they started playing in Turin at first, and they drew 2-2. So basically, Bayern Munich had the upper hand because they did have the two away goals. So all they had to do was make sure that Juventus didn't, or that at minimum that Juventus would tie with them 1-1, and they would still go through. But that was not the case. I'm also playing right now too. That was not the case. Juventus started off strong in the first 25 minutes or something. They scored two goals, one from Pogba. Neuer made a mistake coming out of the net, and then I forgot who the other one was, but somebody scored another goal. So it was Juventus to Bayern Munich 2-0. So it was already leveled 4-4 on aggregate, or not. What am I talking about? It was 4-2 on aggregate, and Juventus were up by 2 goals. So they had already gotten their 2 away goals, and Bayern Munich desperately had to try hard to fight back. And Bayern, once they get in that situation where they are down by a goal or two, especially in the league against small teams like, not even small teams, but like Augsburg, for example, and Mainz, once they go down by a goal, Bayern Munich have a hard time getting back on track, as we score right there with Lewandowski. They have a hard time getting back on track and usually fail to win, usually getting a draw, but they can never seem to get the win. So in this game, watching it, took them 72 minutes to get a goal. It was Douglas Costa that whipped in a cross from the right side over to Lewandowski, who was onside, and it was a beautiful cross right to his head, and he beat Buffon. And yeah, 72 minutes in, it was 2-1, so that's the goal that Bayern Munich needed. And once Bayern Munich get their goal, they usually build upon that momentum, and let's see, 18 minutes later, exactly on the 90th minute, it looks like Bayern Munich were going to go out of the Champions League, surprisingly, in the round of 16 to Juventus, even though they were runners-up in the competition last year. But Kingsley Coman whipped in across. Was it Kingsley Coman? It was somebody. I don't even know. I think Kingsley Coman, he whipped in across, and beautiful right to Thomas Muller's head. And they got, surprising, Bayern Munich got both goals from headers, which they rarely do. Lewandowski gets headers, but most of their goals come from the foot. So that did send the game into extra time because it was 2-2 at Juventus and 2-2 at Bayern Munich's home. So basically both had the same amount of away goals and home goals, 4-4. And it was very nerve-wracking into the last 30 minutes because you never know. Juventus have a strong team with Paul Pogba, especially running the midfield. Morata was playing super great that game. He didn't score any goal. Oh, it was Morata, I think, that scored. But he's not that great, or he doesn't score too many goals, but he does know how to play football. And he was terrorizing our defense the whole game. And Kimmich was playing center back. I don't know why, and he was just tearing them apart. Also tearing apart Kingsley Coman whenever he was playing back in defense. But anyways, 107th minute, we do get another goal from, I am drawing blanks here. Oh, from Thiago. Thiago goes through on goal from a pass from Coman. Okay, yeah, I think Coman got that assist. I don't know who had the first assist, but yeah, Coman got that assist, and we do give up a penalty right here. And then shortly after, 3 minutes later, after it's 3-2 to Bayern Munich, Juventus, if they scored a 1, Bayern would have to score 2 more, or 1 more, just to get that win. But they couldn't go home with the draw. They had to win the game, as we do get chipped by Dybala. But 3 minutes after that, goal from Thiago, Kingsley Coman goes on a super nice solo run and destroys Juventus. And that's his team to begin with. So yeah, it was, I don't know, I don't even know what to say right now, but it looks like Coman is going to stay as a Bayern Munich player. I think it's 20 million that they had to pay after 2 years, maybe, if they want to keep him, but it's going to be a definite signing for Bayern Munich because he's probably one of their best players of the season, to be honest. And yeah, so it looks like Juventus are knocked out of the Champions League. Pretty sad because they did have to go against Bayern Munich, but you're going to have to win or lose. You're going to have to go against a giant sometime, and unluckily for them, they did in this round, even though Juventus themselves are a giant, doing very well in their respective league. But now Bayern Munich do have a tough task ahead of them. 3 teams from Spain still left in the competition. Real Madrid, Barcelona, and... Ooh, nice shot right there. Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. That's 33 teams. Bayern themselves, Wolfsburg, also the other German team. Let's see, Benfica are still in, and Manchester City, and who are the last ones? PSG, of course. PSG knocked out Chelsea 4-2, I think, but yeah, I'm a Bayern Munich fan, so I'm just going to talk from this view. They do have a lot of tough potential games. Let's see, all 3 Spanish sides. Atletico Madrid got to the finals 2 years ago. Probably the weakest of the 3 Spanish sides, but nonetheless, you should not see them as a bad team because they are second in La Liga ahead of Real Madrid. But Real Madrid, just because they're third, doesn't mean that they're not a tough team. They're probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest team in the Champions League, with Barcelona also closely followed or even ahead. It's hard to split them apart, even though Barcelona is dominating in the league. Manchester City looking to get some first bits of silverware, which they very well might. They just have a really good team. Kevin De Bruyne, he's still injured, but they have Aguero, who on his day could score like you guys saw, 5 goals. Wolfsburg and Benfica are probably the 2 teams that I would want to face. Benfica the most, because they are just the least strongest out of all these sides, just because they are playing in Portugal, and it is a good league, but it's just not as strong as the others, as we do miss a shot there with Vidal. But yeah, Benfica or Wolfsburg. Lewandowski did score 5 goals against Wolfsburg, but Wolfsburg, even in the league, they're not doing too great this year, but also, like other teams, on their good day, they could really put up a fight. Who do I think that Bayern will be matched up against? I really feel like it's going to be a hard opponent. I'm feeling Manchester City, and then with our luck, we'll probably get Barcelona or Real Madrid, but I'm feeling Manchester City for some odd reason. I don't think we've played them in... Have we played them in the years? I know we've played Arsenal twice, 2 or 3 times, but yeah, I can just see us getting Manchester City. I don't know if that's good or bad. Keep saying a lot. There we go again. It should be a good competition this year because all 8 teams are really good, but especially 6 of them, and it's really nice to see that PSG... Oh, terrible pass right now. Mandzukic takes a shot, our former player, but he did miss. It is cool to see how 6 of the 8 teams are super strong teams, and how I think this year the Champions League is anybody's. Last year it was for sure Barcelona's. We saw how they played after Leo Messi knocked out freaking Bayern Munich. You could see just how he doesn't even have to score goals. He could assist that way too, and last year it was all Barcelona. They weren't going to be stopped anything. But this year, I don't know, even Juventus, getting knocked out of the round of 16 just shows the quality this year. And Benfica surprisingly getting through. I think they played against Zenit, so it wasn't that bad. Still should have beat Zenit, of course. They have Hulk, they have Witsel, but Benfica overall really strong team. And who do I think will win overall? Because I don't know if I'm going to make another Champions League video. Bayern Munich, I do love them, but I still, once again, think that they're going to get to... I think that they're going to get to the semifinals, but will once again lose to a Spanish club, because I do think that 2 of the Spanish clubs are going to make it to the semifinals. And they're just way too strong. And I don't know, we just can't pass them, just can't beat them. They always end up destroying us, and I think it's going to happen. Barcelona's front 3 is too strong. Even, BBC is too strong. Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano, way too strong. And we have Lewandowski. Muller is a really good goal scorer, but it's just, when it comes down to pace, their front 3 is massive. We have Douglas Costa too, who has skills, but skills only get you so far. I still do have hope in the team, because Bayern Munich, you could just see by their league dominance. I think we've lost 2 games, drawn 1. The rest we've won 17 or 18 games, destroying in the league. But only 5 points ahead of Borussia Dortmund, who, of course, are in the Europa League, who would probably still be in this stage in place of, Benfica maybe. Yeah, I think that the finals, let's see. it would be cool to see a Real Madrid Barcelona final, which has that ever even happened? I'm not sure. But Cristiano versus Leo Messi, which happened when 2008, 9, I'm not sure, but Cristiano Ronaldo was playing for Manchester United as Barcelona won. Leo Messi did have a header. There's a pretty cool picture, just short guy scoring the goal as we score our third of the game here in the 54th minute. But yeah, this video's been going on for too long. I think I was just trying to make a commentary long enough for this video, but who do I think is going to win? Barcelona, and second team that may be going to win, Real Madrid. Yeah, I don't know. So there's my insight on all the things, and I will see you guys later.